Hey everybody, welcome back. So today, after having some trouble with a new video and having to add some extra stuff to it, I started feeling a bit down in the dumps and decided to think back on one of my favorite shows of all time, Bojack, and give a quick little explanation or analysis on it, on why I think Bojack is as relatable as it is. So we're gonna step in. We're just gonna do a quick deep dive on some points I have on the show. Maybe later on I'll do episodes or full-on things like that. But for now, let's just dive in.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't forgive you.
Herb, I said I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I do not forgive you.
Not sure you get what's happening here. This could be the last time that
No, I'm not going to give you closure. You don't get that. You have to live with the shitty thing you did for the rest of your life. You have to know that it's never, ever going to be okay.
The creator himself even stated right here that all the things that happen in the show are meant to cover several things. Like, we could literally be here for days covering the many, many important things Bojack covers, down to the cycle of abuse that comes down from generations upon generations, down to history and regret and things like that. But for now, we're just going to cover three simple things. The first thing the show really covers well is it has this nature of when you leave scars. The telescope was the first time the show hit waves due to the fact that it perfectly mastered the view of, yes, once you have made that mess up, once you have caused that one problem to a friend, that person is gone forever. People don't forgive. That's not a real thing. When you do something as horrible as he did, or let it wait and fester for that long, and do not handle it right away, you have caused the one thing all people deal with in life. You have caused a scar. They sit and they fester for years to come as a dark reminder of the one thing we all have, regret. You will have that scar for the rest of your life, always worrying and wondering and imagining what life could have been if you just played it off, as you only have the answers now that you didn't have before. And that's why this first episode was the first big thing that made the show huge. It perfectly captured the realistic human nature of forgiveness. No, and I'm speaking from actual personal experience that I went through myself. People are not forgiving. They won't forgive you if you did something that horrific and that bad, and you could try apologizing as much as you want, you could try to make up for it for all your days, but simply it does not work that way. Once you hurt people, they are gone. You will not get forgiveness. Those scars will last. Those of you who were able to get forgiveness in the end, consider yourselves lucky, because this is one aspect of human life that is not possible. And that's one of the things that made Bojack so great. It didn't care about full cycle story or happily ever after by the end. Its only focus was to brutally, without any bullshit or anything, no, this is life. The creator himself even stated, sometimes things get so far broken they can never be repaired. And that is what Bojack is about. The further he goes on, the more he breaks things, and they will never be repaired.
Keep doing this. You can't keep doing shitty things and then feel bad about yourself like that makes it okay. You need to be better.
I know, and I'm sorry, okay? I was drunk, and there was all this pressure with the Oscar campaign. But now that it's over, I...
No, Bojack, just stop. You are all the things that are wrong with you. It's not the alcohol or the drugs or any of the shitty things that happened to you in your career or when you were a kid. It's you.
Another thing that the show brutally goes through, which is also entirely true. Another true thing about life that people also try to deal with that also happens is we don't like to take credibility for things. That much is true. I've seen it myself. Human beings love to have the excuse or someone to blame or something they could throw their problems towards so they do not have to face it. Our natural response to everything is always to run away. Sadly, that is the truth. Same thing with Bojack here in this moment with Todd. Once again, he's trying to use Todd to blame his problems on. He's trying to use him to lean on. He's trying to do what he's done throughout the entire show, which is lean on that one person and let them take the abuse so that way you could keep going without anything on your conscience. But this time, it wasn't going to work. When you're finally left with this time no remorse or anything, no way to pin your stuff on other people or to try to run away from your problems, it ends up shattering the point of view you used to have. This moment became one of the most famous moments in Bojack's history due to the fact that it was way too relatable and so close to home. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes you need to realize the fact that you yourself are the problem. Yes, that pain and things you have could stem from the things Todd says it couldn't hear. Yes, it could stem from the abuse or the things you went through or the vices you keep using to cause your problems. But in the end of the day, it's you. In the end of the day, you are that broken mistake, that problem that caused. Yes, it was caused by what you went through, but in the end of the day, if you do not face it, it's not going away.
She grew up so fast.
I don't like that he drives a motorcycle.
Honey, a Vespa is not a motorcycle.
Okay.
What are you thinking about?
Oh, just how nice things could have been if you had chosen this life.
Now it is time for the number one reason why this show has become the most relatable show to everybody and the reason why people love it the most. The number one thing this show does that no other show has done, that it masters with, that it uses and holds so close to its chest is regret. We all have that. All of us. You can ask anyone, they all have regret. We all have those things in our life that we will always have that moment in the day where we sit down, we start to think back on something that happens in our life, and we always have that moment. You know, that moment where you're like, what if I just did this? What if I just did that? If I made this decision, imagine how my life would be right now. If I made this decision, I would be in a happy place. If I just didn't do that, I would have been fine. If I just didn't do this, I wouldn't be where I am today. We all have that. And it is the most biggest painful feeling you could ever imagine in the world. I'm speaking from experience here. I'm speaking from personal things relating to my childhood to now, and was the thing that made the show as relatable as it was to me. And I'm not going to say everything personal, but I grew up with a really harsh and bad childhood. I grew up in bad situations, in a bad environment, and grew up in a lifestyle that wasn't stable and was always shaky at the foundation. I did. And I think that's the reason why this show hit as big as it did to me. This show related to me on such huge personal levels that it genuinely blew my mind. This show, when I saw it, was way beyond relatable that it even made me question my life. That's how good it is. It made me question my life, it made me question the lives of my parents and things they went through, and it made me think of everything in a different light. And I know that's why you related to it too. You might be like me, or maybe have other problems that are not as drastic but can also have put you in a state of depression or made you sad. Moments that have been even slightly brought up in the show and you could also relate on. And that's what it is. I mean, that dream moment in the show, and Bojack had that dream, the bummer ending, that one I have related to the most out of the whole show. I remember that one genuinely blew me away because that was far too close to home. We've all had that sometimes. We all have dreams of a life you wish you had, or dreams of a life you could have had if you just ticked the right boxes in the game of life. And that's what Bojack's about. Bojack Horseman is a show that's about brutally showing life for what it is. It doesn't hold punches. It doesn't give you a sappy happily ever after. It doesn't do the typical 3-act structure of storytelling. It just bases itself on being brutally honest with itself, telling you only parts of life that it wants to, and by all means making sure that things stay broken. Because in life things stay broken. Even down to having an amazing theme song where if anything at all happens in the show that changes something in the show, the theme song follows through. Even the theme song itself will break and change and morph towards what happens with the show, because that's life. It changes. And that, to me, is the reason why Bojack Horseman is so relatable. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you guys can also relate to this video as well. Hope this gave you some more deeper meaning on the show, or made you want to do a rewatch of it with a different point of view. Or maybe this video even reached out to a few people like you that feel the same way I do, and, you know, are happy to know that there's other people like you as well. There are also other people like you that are also a bit broken and have been through problems as well. You're not alone in this world. That much is true. The only problem is it's hard to find each other in this world. Alright, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I know there was way more things in Bojack. Like, all I did in this video was just scrape the surface of this show. There's way more to delve into. And I have some other videos planned if you guys wanted. If you guys want, yeah, I'll even cover specific episodes, do a breakdown of those, if you guys want, recommend them. Or maybe I'll even do more videos to this, covering certain aspects of the show and certain moments, and different views. So if you guys want that, comment below, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next Jetpack Retro.